Hi guys, welcome to another video from Paul here at CCTV Systems UK. Unfortunately, we're all in lockdown and we've noticed a lot of emails coming through about the new Hikvision PIR Siren camera, the one that you can see in the foreground here. If I can just point out, it's got a little light bezel across the bottom. It has a blue and red light on each side, so blue there, red there, and a 24-hour white light there as well, which comes on automatically in the dark. That's because it's a true view, 24-hour colour camera. It has a little sensor there, just in case your DVR, your machine, doesn't have motion sensor inside it. It has a nice wide 2.8mm HD lens, which is about 104 degrees, if I remember rightly. And it's got some little pits here as well that are drilled into the outside of the camera frame, and that's to let the sound of the siren out. You don't see that on any other camera, but we'll get to that shortly. A lot of the emails have been about how to set the camera up on motion sensor detection mode, so that you don't get lots and lots of false alarms. So you can imagine where these cameras are useful, inside garages, sheds, things like that. If you've got a nice car, an expensive motorbike, lots of power tools, or just any commercial business, they scare people very badly when they go off, certainly on a night. So let's set one up for you. We'll just do a really quick 3-step guide on this particular DVR to set it up, and then of course I'll set the camera off in front of the machine that I'm making the video on, just so you can get the gist of what they actually do and what they look like. So this is a Hikvision 4.0 machine, so if you right click you can see it's the new type of DVR. The old DVRs are just as good, it's just that the menu isn't on the top, it's in a centre square. So left click on system, left click on the event tab there. So first thing, make sure that's enabled. You can tick it, unclick it, sometimes it's on depending on what software the DVR has inside it when it comes from the factory. We want that on at all times, and that activates these motion detection squares, and I'll just set them off for you. As you can see, that's what makes them work. That's the frame that's behind the actual picture that you can see on your monitor. So today we'll activate it and we'll clear it, and what I'll do is I'll left click here and draw a nice box to there. So that brings the squares back, and let's just pretend that's a doorway because it's about the right size, and we'll apply it. So all the motion is off here and all the way around it. This cuts down on false alarms, and that's our doorway. You can add some more here, or just drag it over if you like to the size of a full garage door, whichever you like. But let's just pretend there's a doorway there. So sensitivity is set at 20%. You can of course click 40, 60, 80 or 100. But again, the higher the setting, certainly in summer when you've got spiders and flies and things like that floating around, it can often set them off. It increases the chances of false alarms. 20 is plenty. So that's already applied. So schedule. Marked in blue, as you can see here, is continuous. So 24 hours a day, that's midnight, all the way over to midnight, and of course our 7 days a week, Monday to Sunday. Now, if this is in your garage and you go to work between, I don't know, 6 and 7 o'clock, you can always click the none button, put your finger here, left click, and drag it down. So there's Monday to Friday, 6, while 7 o'clock, which would be there, is gone. And let's say you bring it back between 6 and 7, and there you go. So in those two white areas, it will not go off. you'll not get a notification through to your phone, the PIR won't flash, and the siren will not go off. And of course, you can do as much to this as you like. You might work in your garage on a Sunday between, I don't know, 8 and 4, and you can unclick that as well. So it's very handy. Just for this video, I'll just quickly drag it over everything. There we go. Apply. 24 hours a day. The next one that's really important is your linkage action. So on the left hand side, this is what the DVR does. What do you want the DVR to do? Now, 9 times out of 10 people ask, can I have it come through to my mobile phone? So that's Notify Surveillance Centre. Click. So that will send an activation through to your phone, which will bleep with a pretty little picture of whoever has walked through those motion detection grids that we've left on. We left a little space there that looked like a door. Audible warning is another good one if you want to click that, but don't click it if you've got the DVR hidden inside your house and the camera is in the house. Because of course, as people are walking through and setting the alarm off, the DVR will bleep and it'll give the game away. They'll know the location of the DVR if you've got it hidden in a cupboard or in a loft. So think about that one. You've got to be as crafty as the people who will try and steal from you. Anyway, Surveillance Centre activated. Triggering output. This is the actual camera itself. So, Cam 1, which is camera 1, light. That's the PIR flashing light, the alternate red to blue. We definitely want that. We don't want it to set another output up to set something else off, but we definitely want the sound there. Look, number 3. Click to activate that. That's the siren. And as for triggering, A1 is automatically filled in. I've not done that. That's the channel that we're on. But it is worth mentioning that if you put these all around your building, certainly inside a commercial building, you can click all these other tabs as well. And this is the 4-way machine. They do an 8 and a 16, and it will set the light and the siren off on every camera that you've got in the building. So that's always worth mentioning. Apply. So very quickly, the area settings, it's set on 20% sensitivity, just in this section where we had a doorway to walk in. 24 hours a day is your schedule, linkage, an audible warning through to your phone, your notification, your light flasher on your camera, and your siren. Excellent. Back to live view. And I'll hover over this border and right click. So, in this section here, we know that those grids are still there. They're behind the picture where we can't see them. So I'm going to set them off now, and we'll set the camera off in front of us, and let's see it in full swing. There you go. I think it's hard to argue that that's not a really cool piece of kit. You can imagine that mounted in the corner of your garage, on a shed, inside your shop, one inside your living room in case you get, someone comes into the building while you're on holiday or while you're at work. It terrifies people. Now, it's set on its standard settings at the moment, is the camera. So the PIR flasher and the siren run for 5 seconds. You can go into the settings on the camera very easily through the interface on the machine and alter that. You can have it 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. And of course, the siren is set on its lowest. That's on the low setting. It's got a medium and it's got a high. And trust me when I tell you, when that is in the corner of a garage with just the 24-hour light in the centre, and that goes off on the high setting with the PIR flashing, it sends people running. It really does. It's amazing. I suppose another good use for this camera is for outdoor use. I can see how the siren would be a problem, but I suppose if we go back into this, back to the system at the top, and back into the event tab, if you go to the linkage settings again, you could unclick the sound and apply it so that just the PIR flashing lights are going off, and then you could use the area and draw maybe some lines over your car, or a pathway down to your house, or maybe, I don't know, something round a conservatory or something like that. And of course, if you do that, you'll still get the effect of the PIRs flashing, but it won't wake the neighbours up. But it will certainly have the same effect of scaring people. So if we unclip that now we've got that off, let's just set it off again, but without the siren. Brilliant. Yeah, that's certainly got its uses. We've recently just put 8 up inside one of our commercial buildings, and we've got the camera on the front door and one to the rear exit that are both set to go off with sirens as well, and they activate the other 6 inside the office spaces too. So you can imagine, you know, what a scare it gives people. And remember this, they will, even if you've only got them flashing or activated for 5 seconds, when someone walks back in front of them, they reset after 20 seconds. So they will constantly go off, and every time they go off, you will get a notification through to your mobile phone. Very, very handy. If you want any more advice on this camera, because of course it can be used for line crossing detection as well, so you can draw a line vertically or horizontally or diagonally across your screen. Oh, sorry, I've set it off again there. We can always show you how to do that. But what a brilliant bit of kit. And to be fair, they're about £12 more than a standard HD night vision camera. You just can't beat it for value. Anyway, guys, because we're all locked up at the moment, we're all indoors, please stay safe. This is Paul at CCTV Systems UK signing off. Try and have a good day, gang. Bye-bye.